Hey guys, this is Ed, Paul, and Anna of Current Brand Media, and we are here to tell you a little bit more about our sponsor.
Sportsball is a great subscription service geared towards minor league baseball fans. Each box features a different minor league team.
You get a box every 3 months with minor league baseball gear, including different styles of hats like Ed's favorite, the dad hat. The cost is less than $12 a month.
Proceeds from each box goes to More Than Baseball, the only nonprofit dedicated to the well-being of minor league baseball players.
We all know that Parents' Days are coming up this summer, so if you've got a mom or a dad or a grandma or a grandpa who are particularly difficult to buy for, but you know they're baseball fans, this is the answer, guys.
Meet your new favorite team at sportsballbox.com.
Is there anybody there?
A week into it, I was like, no, I can hang with all these guys, and I got a lot of confidence, and I just had a great time. We were close, and that team was awesome, and we had a lot of great moments, and I won't ever forget it. It was awesome.
What's up, Dad Hat Crew? Ed here, and on this episode, I give you guys AJ Jones. AJ Jones is an infielder for Gardner-Webb University for the Princeton Whistlepigs, that's right, and will be returning to this season to the same team, so keep an eye out for him, okay, guys? We talked about how he approaches a game from a mental side, physical, how he really watches the players when he is on the field and off the field. So, but before I go and give you guys the episode, make sure you hit the subscribe button and give it 5-star. 5-star gives me an opportunity to go up on the rankings so more people can listen to it. All right, enough of the business. So without further ado, guys, I'll give you the episode. All right, well, I want to welcome you guys to yet another episode of the Dad Hat Chronicles. My name is Ed, and with me today, I have yet another Appalachian League ball player. His name is AJ Jones. He is currently at Gardner-Webb, and then he also played for the Whistlepigs. So how are you doing, my man?
I'm doing great.
Yeah, awesome.
Yeah.
All right, man, let's jump right into it. I want to get to know you, the ball player, the fan of the sport, things like that. So tell me, growing up, what got you interested in the sport of baseball? What happened?
Well, growing up, I've always been around baseball. Baseball's been a big part of my family, and my dad played college baseball and at North Carolina Wesleyan College.
Yeah.
And my uncle was a coach there as well, and they won the 1999 national championship. So
Okay.
Hearing all the stories when I was a kid, he has this championship ring and everything, it's pretty cool. And just being around that, and, just like I still love collecting baseball cards with my dad and stuff like that. But he taught me everything about the game, and it just don't get much better than that, because he made me. I want to be like him, like a college baseball player like him. And that's what motivates me, and I've tried every day to just be the best player I could be, and he helps me do that.
So if anything, you wanted to be at least a college ball player just to be like your dad, huh?
Oh yeah.
Let me ask you, because I know there's always rivalry. We're always rivals. Now you want to be higher than him, right? You want to go be, he set the bar. Now you want to go above the bar and set your own bar, right?
Oh yeah. I always joke around with him a little bit. I'm like, when I was growing up and getting older, getting a little better and stuff, I'm like, Daddy, I think I'm getting you now. I think I can get it like you. And he's like, no, you can't yet.
Not just yet.
Yeah.
That's awesome. I love it. So what position did he play in college?
He was the second baseman in college, and this year I'm the second baseman, and we're both number 4, so that's pretty cool.
That's awesome. So you're wearing the same number that he wore.
Oh yeah.
That's crazy. So tell me, how is it? Like, your dad was the one that got you interested in the game and all that. But how was that? Like, did you start in Little League? How that happened?
Pretty much since I was born, I was introduced to baseball. So like my dad always taught me about baseball, and we would play in our old house. We would play with a little foam ball, and I could start walking. And my dad, my mom really didn't like it, but we would hit the house and he made a string with a little ball at the end, and I used a little wood bat that you get at games and stuff.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
that. I would hit it hanging from the ceiling fan when I was a little kid, but just getting older and stuff, like that's all. He always tried to make it like you don't have to be a baseball player, you don't have to, but I just wanted to. And he said, well, whatever you do, you gotta go at it as hard as you can and hustle harder than anyone. And you know, that's what I feel like that's a separator for me, is because I've came from, you know, a small town. I live on a dead end road in the middle of nowhere. You know, and now I'm a college baseball player. So that's pretty awesome. But, you know, he always tell me that, you know, you got to hustle, you got to work hard, and you got to play hard when you get your chance. So that's
You're
all
right.
I've done.
Listen, if you're going to go, right? High school, how'd that go for you? Like, you know, you also played in high school as well. How was that experience?
Well, it was great. You know, I played with all my friends. You know, it was awesome. Like living in a small town, you know, you got that camaraderie with the town.
You know everybody.
Oh yeah, we knew everyone, and it was just fun being with them all the time. And you know, just going from all 4 years, you know, I made it a goal, you know, to, like, when I was going into high school, I really wanted to work hard and try to make the varsity team and little stuff like that, which might seem obsolete compared to all the other things that go on in life. But like, that was all I wanted to do. And I worked hard, and thankfully I was able to start on varsity for all 4 years. And
nice. Well, all right.
Yeah.
Okay. Go you.
And do pretty well. But, you know, at the end of the day, it just comes down to, you know, just having fun. And because like when COVID hit, you know, that was my senior year. That was tough.
Oh.
Yeah. And, you know, looking back now, I won't regret anything, but, you know, I wish I could just go back and, you know, spend like a week with my buddies on the field again. So like I just try to, you know, now, like then I just try to have so much, I think I tried too hard, if that makes sense. Like I played hard, yes, but, you know, I took it so seriously to the point where, you know, like almost live or die by the results.
Yeah.
And looking back now, like on all the stuff that's happened to me and my family, like at the end of the day, that stuff, it's just for fun. And it's awesome because you're with your friends and you're with your family and people you grew up with. And, you know, it was a lot of fun. And,
you know, a lot of people don't get to this realization this young in your life. And, you know, so kudos to you, because, you know, won't say my age, you know, I'm in my 40s. But, you know, I realized, I was like, you know, it's a game. At the end of the day, it's a kid's game. We're a bunch of adults and, you know, kids just playing a kid's game, and you got to have fun, right? Listen, don't get me wrong. You still gotta bust your ass, you know, when in practice and all of that, in order, if you want to make it a career in this, right? At least make it to the minors, right?
Yeah.
But you got to have fun, because if you don't have fun, you know, what's the point right then?
Exactly. Yeah.
Gotcha. So, tell me, you know, you're in your last year of college, last year of high school, I mean, and then, you know, you're looking into going into college. You know, how was that whole, the whole process of recruiting, or, you know, how that go for you?
Well, it was good because, you know, where I'm from in school, you know, you kind of gotta do some things to get out there on the radar. And, luckily enough, I made the North Carolina State Games roster, and which is like 8 regions competing against each other for a gold medal at Charlotte, the Charlotte Knights Stadium. And
that's a beautiful ballpark.
So, well, first of all, when I got there, I was just in awe. Like, it was awesome to play there and stuff. But, you know, just there were so many scouts and coaches there, and, you know, and it was just awesome. And I did really well there. And then I went to Atlanta, Georgia, and I played pretty well there as well. And then I got a few college looks, and Gardner-Webb called, and I looked and researched the school, and I knew it was like someplace I would like to go, and it seemed like a great place. And I visited and committed here, and it's been great, and I enjoy the school. And
that's awesome.
And everyone here. And, you know, COVID was weird because, you know, I'm going into college. I've never been to college prior, and this happened. Like, what's gonna happen? But, you know, like it was chaotic then, but everything has worked out, and I'm thankful to be here.
It's crazy because your experience, your first year of college compared to my experience, right? I didn't have to worry about any COVID or anything like that, and like the restrictions, masks, and all that stuff. And honestly, I don't know how I would have handled all of that. And especially now, you school and then you're playing ball and all that. That's a lot, man. That's a lot to take on.
Oh yeah, it definitely was. Like you had to last year you had to get screened every day at like 7 a.m. based on when my classes were. So every day I had to get up early, go in there, get screened and stuff, or get tested when we had a road trip and stuff.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So like when we went on the road, some places required everyone to get a test done. So we had to do that, and on top of school and playing and worried about all this. Like it's a lot. It was definitely a lot.
That's crazy. I never really, really thought about that, right? Because everybody's just like, oh yeah, the COVID rules and all this other stuff, but you don't really think about that, when you are a ball player, right? You have to wake up super early so you can be there by 7 o'clock, so you can get tested, so you can make it to class, and then all of that, and then game days and all of that. Oh man, that's a lot. Are you guys still getting tested? Is that more relaxed now?
Well, it's a little more if you're an unvaccinated player, you got to get tested. It just started now because the season's about to start. But if you're vaccinated and boosted and all that, you can avoid the test or
gotcha.
Or
okay.
All that.
And this is your second year right now?
Yes.
Okay, so your first year. How was that experience? You going into the ball field, getting all together with your teammates and all that. How was that?
Yeah, it was definitely an interesting year because we brought in a bunch of transfers to the team that got that extra COVID year granted, and rightfully so, because that happened to me. I would have been
mad too. Heck yeah,
I would have took that. So last year I kind of I was able to learn from the older guys on the team, and learn the ropes of college ball a little bit behind the scenes, and I had some opportunities as well along with that, so I had to be ready to go. And I came in to some late games a lot, and made some good plays in the field, and had some timely hits and stuff, and just seeing how college baseball was, kind of basically from the bench was interesting to say the least, because
it's a lot different. Starter.
Yeah, it's a lot different, when you got guys that are 6 years older than you playing, and I was 19 years old at the time, and having 23-year-old kids playing above me, which is fine, but it just made me better, and I didn't stop working. Like a lot of kids probably feel like that they've lost their shot, or they never can make it. But I was like, no, that, when I was a kid, if you told that little kid I stopped working, he would be mad. So I got to keep working and working and working, and a lot of things have worked out, and I've had some awesome experiences along the way this past year, and to get where I'm at, and I'm very thankful for it last year. And we had a really good team, and I enjoyed everybody, but at the same time, it was kind of hard, not playing,
Yeah, because you want to play.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah.
Listen, if you didn't want to play, you're on.
Oh yeah,
get out.
Exactly. Yeah, get out of here. Yeah, because everybody wants to play, and but I just used it as motivation. Hey, I might not be playing now, but one day, everyone's gonna see what I'm capable of.
Absolutely, dude. Absolutely, you gotta play. Listen, your whole goal is you make it to college. Is I want to play. I want to be the starter. Mm-hmm. Are there going to be situations in which, like yourself, that you by no fault of your own, right? Mm-hmm. That you were being told, listen, you'll get to play, but you're not going to be a starter right now. And it's how you handle those situations that that can put you in two different trajectories in your career.
Exactly. Yep.
So how'd you get recruited to play in the Appalachian League?
Well, it's actually an interesting story. So I had never really heard of I knew what the Appy League was when, they did the minor league
restructuring.
reconstruction and well, a couple of my teammates at Gardner Webb were already playing, and I was like, man, that would be such a fun league to play in. But I wasn't originally in it until about a couple weeks prior to the season of the Appy League season. Because one of our players decided not to play in the league, and he was also an infielder, and two of my other teammates that are still on the team now, they were pitchers, and they went through a off-season training program, so they were gonna take the summer off from playing, but they were training. So that opened up a spot for me. That my head coach, Coach Jim Chester, he called me. He's like, "Hey, I got a special opportunity for you," and I was like, "Absolutely! I'd love to do this." And and it was kind of surreal, really, because I was going to play in a league, near my house, like a smaller league, but it's still baseball. It's still awesome, good league. But to be able to be in the Appalachian League was just amazing.
Yeah, it's a cream of the crop, man.
Oh yeah.
And you're going against, D1 schools, players and all this other stuff, right? And in conjunction with USA Baseball. So I mean, it's like one of those things. It's like you do good, you're going to get noticed because there's going to be lots of scouts out there.
That's right.
Just checking everybody out.
Yep.
That's awesome. Good for you. So you get there, how was the whole experience, when you got there to your team?
I mean, it was everything you want.
Right.
Like you're living the life of a pro baseball player in college. I don't know if you can ask anything better than that. When the thing when we got there and you meet everybody and stuff, it was great and everything. You get to be in a clubhouse like a pro player. That's awesome. And honestly, I was just excited to get all those free bats and batting gloves and all that stuff. but yeah, like when I got there, I'm not gonna lie, I was kind of nervous. I was like, well, I knew I worked hard, I knew I did everything, but there's still nerves out there. You're nervous. These is some really good players.
Yeah,
but,
absolutely, man.
Yeah, but a week into it, I was like, no, I can hang with all these guys, and I got a lot of confidence. And I just had a great time. We were close, and that team was awesome, and we had a lot of great moments, and I won't ever forget it. It was awesome.
So are you going back to play for the team?
Yes, I am actually going back to the Princeton Whistle Pigs this year. So that's awesome. I cannot wait.
Your Twitter page here, and were you an all-star as well?
I was actually, yeah.
Oh, okay. I mean, I'm looking at the banner right here, and I see you going around the bases. So,
yeah.
Tell me about that situation right there.
Oh man, that's up there with top moments in my life, other than, getting baptized and getting saved, that's up there. That moment, that day, when I went into the Appy League, I was like, I got nothing to lose. I'm going to play hard and just do the best I can. And, I felt like I did pretty well. But when I got announced to the All-Star team, it was a special day for me because I was tearing up and called my dad, and he was so proud of me. And that's awesome in and of itself. Just to be on the team, and then the experience of that awesome day there. And then not only that, when I got in the game and my first play at third base, I got in and it was hit to me, and I was ready to go and made the play, and then come up next inning and go hit a bomb, and that right there, that moment. And I had my whole family. You can watch the video that my dad had, and he's streaming, and my mom is going nuts, and everybody's going crazy. And but right there, that moment right there, kind of I knew at that point, going through my first year in college, not getting to play a lot,
to being an all-star, dude.
Yeah, to being an all-star, I used that year as motivation, to just play hard and do the best I can and show everyone, especially on the national stage, that I can
Dude,
play
on MLB Network.
Yeah, that was unreal. But I was just really blessed and thankful, and God's blessed me and my family, but to do that, I knew like a lot of people growing up and even in college, like might not know what I'm capable of, or, they might doubt me, or,
Hey,
not
show
really-
them, show
yeah.
them.
And I just showed them right there. It was just like icing on the cake.
That's awesome, dude. That's good for you, man. I love it. I love that, people, if anybody doubts you, good. That's
Yeah.
awesome. Love it. Bring it. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
Because
Yeah.
that gives you even more motivation for you to go ahead and just, do what you got to do. That I absolutely think that's awesome. So you're going back. So let's go back a little bit to your, now in college and all that. Walk me through your, your typical training day, right? Like, what, as a college student right now, your typical day, what is that like?
Yeah. So, excuse me, so our strength conditioning program is 3 days a week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. You have different groups throughout the day based on your classes. So Monday, Wednesday, Friday, I have classes from 9 to 10, and then I have lifts at 1. So during the day, I'll get up around 7:15, 7:30, go to the cafeteria, get some breakfast, try to get as many eggs as they'll let me get, and get ready for the day, go through classes, and then I have an hour or two prior to lifting, and I'll do some homework and eat some lunch and stuff, and then we go lift, and we do a lot of stuff in there. Our coach Dylan Horn, he's amazing. He's a great strength coach. I can tell, I've got stronger this past year, and gained a little bit of weight, hit the ball a little farther, a little harder and stuff. And he does a great job. We do a lot of stuff, and then after that, I get a snack after we're done, and then it's on to the ball field, and you get a little individual work in. I try to, when I'm available, to let my coach know, and me and him will do some individual ground balls and other stuff like that. And then sometimes I'll usually every day I'll like go hit on the tee by myself, work on some things that, I might the day prior might have felt a little like stuff I need to work on, and do that on my own before practice. And then we'll do, we have a typical day. We'll do like early work. We'll hit on the field or get some defensive work with the team, people that can make it early. So I'm lucky enough to make it then. And then we'll practice, we'll throw and do some individual defense work, and, just the little things that instead of just, all right, we're hitting ground balls to you, we'll work on different like positions in the field.
Situational training and all that.
Situational training. We'll do every situation. We'll do a lot of things. Our coaches are great, and we really work on the little things at practice. And it's a grind. Like every day, you got to go out there and give it your 100%. Every day.
You got to, though.
Especially when it's cold or hot, like you still got to do it. So like that's a long day, and you get done and it's dark. So like that's what you got to do. You can't have your mind on anything else. You got to go out there.
And when it gets cold, that ball hurts a little bit more.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
So are you also in a special diet for for bulking up and all that? Because obviously you're an infielder, so I'm guessing you're not you're stereotypical tall ball player, right?
Yeah, I gotta, one thing I always do is just eat. Like you gotta eat a lot, and to keep up with this training and all the things that are expected of you. You gotta really, you gotta fuel yourself on a daily basis, where you always got to have something in your system. So I always try to, eat some eggs before bed or something like that, or like a peanut butter jelly sandwich, little things like that. And all throughout the day, have a lot of food. I love the cafeteria at school because you get unlimited food. So I
take advantage of it, man.
Yeah, the after practice and game meals are hit different. Like they're so good.
Yeah, it is.
So, but yeah, and then not only that, you gotta replenish yourself. So I'll take protein powder creatine and stuff of course are legal with the NCAA. Like,
Obviously, you got to make sure that everything is.
you gotta be 100% sure. But I do those things, and it's really helped me like to be ready to go each day.
So let me ask you something. You said something very interesting that I want to know. You said that obviously you got to take protein and all that, within the NCAA guidelines.
Mhm.
Is there a list of protein that you can take? Do they supply that? How they supply the list? How does that work out for you guys?
Well, what we do is we'll have our own products, and you can go through our strength conditioning and athletic training to
Yep.
screen your product to see if it's legal and stuff. But usually the products will say illegal substance tested on it. But just to be sure, we always there's a list in the training room and stuff, but we just go to them and say, hey, is this fine to take? And they'll usually say, oh yeah, you're good. So
Okay. Yeah, that's cool. I never really, that never really registered in my mind. And then I'm sure a lot of people haven't really thought about that is, there has to be certain, products that you just can't use for, because they're not properly screened by NCAA. So that's interesting. Have you put anything to the test? Like, hey, can I use this one? Has it gotten tested or anything like that?
I've never had really a questionable one, but I've the list is somewhere, and I've looked at it, and all mine are good and everything.
Okay,
and
that's cool.
So I hope so.
That's right. Hey, listen, I'm following the list you guys gave me. That's all I'm gonna do.
Exactly. Yeah.
So no pre-workouts, no BCAAs, nothing like that. It's just mostly creatine and protein.
Yeah. A lot of guys can take that kind of stuff, but I try to I don't like to put too much caffeine in my system. Like every now and then, maybe like for maxing out, I'll do something like that. I'll take some. I try to just be as just as normal as can be, because that's just how I feel and everything. So
gotcha. So let's go into now you're in your first year with the Whistle Pigs. How does that differ from your college experience? Because this is minor league, right? This was a full-blown, you're going minor league schedule, you're playing almost every day kind of situation. How was that?
Yeah, absolutely. Like so in each league you play, in college and the Appalachian League, you play just about the same amount of games, but the only difference is you got from February to almost June if you are fortunate enough to make it that far in college. But in the Appalachian League, you got June to the beginning of August, so you got to play all those games every day. So I mean, a lot of it, and this is baseball in general, but you got to take every day one day at a time, one at bat, one pitch, one everything at a time. You
right, exactly.
Well, on anything, but the Appalachian League was cool because you got all these things you need to do. You got the game, obviously. You got you can get extra work done. You can see the trainer. You got to go lift. You got to go work out. You got to eat. All these things, and you got to do that every day. And you got to come out to the field.
That's your job.
It's your job, and you got to come out every day. And so, just to experience that, while I'm in college, that gives me a whole nother perspective. This year I've been able to, in our scrimmages and stuff, no matter if I go 0 for 4 or 4 for 4, I feel the same way. And I used to not really do that because I had to do that in the Appalachian League. You gotta,
because you're
play every day, and you get 4 at bats usually a day, and you gotta play every day. And so it's just made everything a lot looser for me. Like I'm a lot more confident and a lot more easygoing, and just trying don't be too high or too low. You got to be the same way.
Same even keel. So an 0 for 4 day is not going to be something that you're going to be harping too much on, because you got to get right back on it the next day.
Yeah, because it could be 0 for 8 tomorrow if you don't turn it around.
You're right. And a slump is not a good thing. So I get that. So let me ask you, you're on the field. What's going through your head? Are you paying attention to the batter? Are you paying attention to the pitcher? What's going through your head as you're on the field?
Oh yeah. You gotta be locked in every single pitch, every single everything. You gotta be ready to go. And you gotta think ahead. Like you got to know, like, hey, I'm playing third base, and there's a runner at first. Ball's hit to me, I'm going to second. Like little things like that you're taught in little league that you still got to do those because, like, you got to, like, when I'm in the field, every little thing goes in my head. Like, okay, if the ball's hit here, I go here. If he does this, I'm doing this. But you got to think ahead of every situation so you're not caught off guard because the ball will find you, and that's the worst feeling you can have if you're not ready and the ball is hit to you. So you got to be ready to go every pitch. Every day at the baseball field, something different can happen. You got to be ready to go. You got to know, hey, every little thing, where am I throwing this ball? Where am I going here? Like, and all that. If you can master that, you can really, be ready to go. Like you can just play and have fun. And if you prepared, then it's easy to. If you're not prepared, then that's the worst, because if you're not prepared, you're going to play a little tenser. But if you're prepared, you can play as loose as you can be.
You're right. You're absolutely right. Now you're on the you're not up to bat yet, but you're on the bench, right? It's not your inning. How does that work out for you? Is that something that you're also like, are you paying attention to what's going on? Anything like that? How they're pitching to you? Anything like that?
Yeah, absolutely. Like, usually we'll have the scouting report of the pitcher, just a little brief thing about what he's got and all. And, that helps in and of itself a little bit, but I try not to pay attention to that a lot. I try to just react to what's going on. So I'll if I'm not hitting, being a left-handed hitter, I'll look at the left-handers that are hitting now or are going to hit before me. And, I'll be like, okay, so this situation, this lefty, he's hitting, nobody's on base, the pitcher's in his windup. What is he starting him off with? What is he doing this? And I'll notice like, okay, well, this guy, we've had two lefties to hit before me, and both guys, he's started off with a curveball. And so I'm like, okay, well, I might get a curveball, but at the same time, you gotta be ready for that fastball because I don't want to get beat. So
yeah,
but you gotta know those situations. So like on the bench, I'll just be like, okay, well, the bases are loaded, and this is his with no out. So let's see what he's got, and he's heavy on his fastball. Well, I know if I come up in that situation, that's what I'm getting. And then other little things like when a runner's on first base, just see how he looks at the runner and, his tempo. If he's got the same kind of tempo, when I get on first base, I might be able to swipe a bag. So
yeah,
little things like that not a lot of people do, like in high school and stuff, that can
those little tells
out,
about
yeah.
it from a pitcher and a catcher, they can help you
absolutely
one extra second to, go from first to second.
Exactly. Yeah.
I like it. I like that a lot. Because not a lot of people really pay attention to, to that. Let me ask you, your first at bat, is that something that that you usually just want to see what the pitcher has, or you're going in there and you're trying to get on base no matter what?
Oh, I'm always trying to get on base. a lot of people, they'll say, I'm going to see a few pitches or whatever. But I honestly, even though I can see what they mean by that, I think that's kind of nonsense, really, because the pitcher, if let's say you're leading off a game, like the pitcher don't want to start out 1-0, so he's going to come right at you. You got to be ready for that first pitch heater. And I love being aggressive. So, if he gives me anything that in my wheelhouse on that first pitch,
you're going for it.
Yeah. And that doesn't change each pitcher. If the guy's throwing 100 miles an hour, if he's throwing 70 miles an hour, it's the same exact approach.
It's the same approach. You're going for it. Yep. If you're going to give me something, I'm going to take it.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Now, are you a believer in bunting and all this other stuff? Small ball. Is that something that you pride yourself in?
Oh yeah. Like, yeah, I've tried my best, this past year and stuff to get better at that little stuff because, a lot of people, are kind of a little prideful to bunt, but if, especially in college, you're it's more of a team kind of environment. Like you're playing with your team and trying to, so like you get that sack bunt down. That's huge. You could let your brother come up and drive this guy in. But even so, like if I'm playing and they're shifting me or the guys lackadaisical at third base over there playing in the dirt, I'm going to bunt and I'm going to get a hit every single time until they figure out to stop doing that.
Yeah.
So I've always said it. When I get a shift, I always bunt every time down the third base line.
If you're gonna give me the third base, I'm gonna take it.
Absolutely, yeah. You got to be looking at those little things because who knows, like if you're not feeling good at the plate and then that guy gives you an opportunity to get a bunt base hit, that could really spark plug something when you're hitting. You might start to get on a roll.
Right, exactly. So do you, obviously in college you do, different kind of bat, and in the Appy League, it's all wood bat.
Mhm.
How was that shift in, using different bats? How'd you experience that?
Well, I mean, wood bat is obviously a little harder to hit with,
Yeah.
But I enjoy it. I feel like hitting if you can hit with a wood bat, like that's a good indicator of like how good of a hitter you are, because
That's true.
You got the guys throwing hard, if not harder than they do in college, and you're using a wooden stick to hit this ball, and you got it's just it's different, but at the same time you got to go in it the same way as you go any like you're playing in the backyard. You got to just play the game, and that's what got you to where you're at anyway, so you might as well keep doing that.
You might as well keep going with it because it's gonna happen no matter what.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Heck yeah. You've already had the whole vibration felt, and you hit it the wrong way.
It's the worst, but but like I said earlier, I'm glad I got them free wood bats, so it don't matter.
Absolutely. Yeah, heck yeah. That's awesome. I love it. Your game, when from the moment that you wake up to you go to bed, how does that look, for game day? I'm sure it's a little different ritual than, for you than other players.
Oh yeah. Usually when we have a game, I can't really sleep because I'm excited. So I usually probably get up a little earlier than I usually do, but I try to stay the best I can the same way. But let's say we have a game at 7 today, and on our calendar it says you got to be there at 2:30 today.
Mm-hmm.
I'm getting there at 1:30, and I'm gonna like I said earlier, like I might hit off the tee a little bit. I might go in the batting cage area on the wall and like throw a tennis ball and like work on little picks and stuff, little stuff that I know like a lot of people don't really do anymore. Little bitty things, and just to get myself ready to go. Like I want to, if I go out there and fail, I want to fail knowing I was ready to go. And so I usually, I'll go to class. I try not to skip class during the game. That's not a good look, but you go to class, you do all what you need to do, but you got to be ready to go. So right when the teacher dismisses me, I'm full in for the game, and ready to go. Like who's pitching today for them, and we'll go and look at some video of them. So that's stuff like that. Like I'll do that before a game, and just to give me a little edge, maybe.
Gotcha. I want to get into the mind of a ball player, right? Because a lot of people say, oh, well, this is my plan. Do you have a plan B? If baseball doesn't pan out, what's your plan B?
Yeah, well, if it doesn't, I hope it does. But if it doesn't, that's all in God's will. But if I want to, if that happens, I've always wanted to, be like a coach or I love teaching things. And, I've always thought about being a teacher or something.
Yep.
I just like helping people out and stuff they like to do. And one thing I like is baseball and other sports and stuff. And so like I've not only just to, be in control of a team and coach, but I like helping out people, because there's nothing more better than a coach that really loves to help you out. And,
that's
I've been
true.
blessed with a lot. And, I love the game of baseball, and I've always wanted to be a coach in some way, whether it be high school, college, whatever. But, anything with the game of baseball, I want to be in when I'm done playing.
It's always a good thing to have a plan, a backup plan. That doesn't mean that you're going to give up on your dream. That just means that you're being smart about it, because if you don't have a plan B, that's when things can go off the rails real quick.
That's exactly right. Yeah.
What's who are the players, basketball and baseball, that you did you wanted to emulate when you were growing up in high school and stuff?
Yeah, well, I really it's cliche because he's very good, but I love Mike Trout, and Mike Trout is Mike Trout,
insane.
He's obviously really good, but the main thing that I like about him is that he hustles and plays hard like has something to prove, even though everyone in the world knows he's the best player. Like
But he
just
works. He works.
I know it's awesome, and I love that's all I want. Like, obviously, I'm not Mike Trout, but like I want to play as hard as he does because he's the best player in baseball, and he still hits a ground ball and he's hustling. And some people that ain't nowhere near him aren't even hustling ground ball. That drives me bananas. So,
that annoys me to no end. That's the one thing that gets me is you hit a ground ball and you are just jogging. Some of them are just walking. Dude, you better hustle. If I'm a coach and you're not hustling, you're off. Get out.
Yeah, exactly.
Bench.
Today we had a little inter squad scrimmage today, and I grounded out, and I almost beat it out because I was hustling. But, that's just that's just stuff I try to do. Like, and Mike Trout exemplifies that. Like, that's like he's the perfect ball player. He plays hard. He doesn't care what anyone thinks. He does his own thing, and his own thing is hustling and playing hard. Like that, you can't ask for anything better. And that's what a lot of people. That's what can separate people, because you can have all the talent in the world, but only a little bit of talent, a whole lot of hustle will get you a long way.
Absolutely. So. Okay. Before I go into, my awesome, famous, not so famous questions, has your season started already in college? How's that going? We got a game this Friday, so opening day's coming up. I can't wait. I'm ecstatic. So we've been practicing a lot, working hard, and I think we're ready to go. We can't wait to play. So, are you starting? What's going on with that?
I don't like to assume anything, but yeah, I'm up there at second base right now. I never, even if I was the best player in the world, I'm never admitting if I'm starting or not. So I'm just gonna keep playing and do whatever.
You get it. That's all.
Yeah.
I like it. And then obviously you're going to play this year in the Appalachian League. So hopefully you'll get another All-Star nod, right?
I hope so. That's the plan.
There you go. I love it. Got to get those scouts getting to look at you. I love it.
Yeah.
All right. Are you ready?
Oh yeah.
Okay. Cat or dog?
Oh, dog, obviously.
Good answer. I love it. I love it. Favorite movie snack?
Oh, that's a good one. Either standard popcorn or Reese's Pieces for me.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Pieces or something. Okay. Here's a question that lately has been brought up on all over social media. Pineapple on pizza, yay or nay?
A lot of people are going to hate this, but I think pineapple is the best topping you can put on a pizza.
Is that so?
Yeah, I know a lot of people don't like that. And I know a lot of people probably think I'm crazy, but it is so good. I don't understand. We love it. Like, my family loves it. It is so good to me. And all my friends think I'm an idiot, but it is so good.
My wife loves it.
Yeah.
She loves pineapple on pizza. I'm indifferent about it. I mean, if it's there, I'll eat it. But I'm not going to order it. I'm more of a, different kind of pizza than pineapple. Hey, listen, I've had it, but I wouldn't order it. Let's just go with that.
That's fair. That's fair.
Okay. So, you go to the ballpark as a fan. Okay. What's your snack and drink of choice?
I'm going. You can't go wrong with a hot dog at the ballpark. So I'm gonna get a hot dog, and I don't know. I'll probably get like a Coke or something, like just a big souvenir cup or something.
Okay, I like it. I have like 15 or 20 of the souvenir cups when I was in Cleveland of the Indians and all that. So I have a whole bunch of those. Okay, so you said hot dog is in another one, ketchup, mustard. What kind of condiments you put on your hot dog?
Yeah, no, I like ketchup on it. I'll eat it, but I don't know if ketchup is a hot dog thing. That's kind of like just for the fries and stuff. Even though I know I said pineapple on the pizza, but I know I just don't like. I'd rather not have it on there.
Okay, all right.
But you gotta go. Mustard, chili, onions, and Eastern North Carolina style slaw on it. It's the best hot dog you'll ever have. Okay. All right.
Oh, yeah. Okay. And there's nothing wrong with that. That sounds delicious.
Oh yeah.
Everybody was, when I was moving here, I was like, hey Ed, have you been to cook? And I'm like, well, yeah, absolutely. Been to cook at a whole bunch of times.
Oh yeah.
Heck yeah. Breakfast or dinner?
Oh man, I'll go dinner because I love like dinner food probably a little more, but I do love breakfast and I can have breakfast for dinner. So
Hey, right there it is.
yeah, because if I eat steak and potatoes for breakfast, people probably think I'm crazy. But if I eat
There's no-
eggs and
dude,
bacon,
Listen,
Yeah.
steak and eggs, with hash browns, that's
Yeah,
money
that's
right
mon-
there.
yeah,
I'll-
yeah,
heck
there might
yeah.
be, yeah.
All right. Pepsi or Coke?
I'm gonna go Pepsi. I don't like Coke is good, but Pepsi's better. Pepsi is
You're
obviously
absolutely
better to
right.
me.
Pepsi's
Yeah.
better.
Yeah.
Go ahead
I don't
and say
even
it.
think it's
Pepsi
close.
is better.
Yeah,
Don't
it's
tell
not even
anybody.
close.
Don't let anybody tell you otherwise. Pepsi's
No,
better.
no.
Strangest thing that you've ever eaten.
Oh my goodness. I don't even know. I remember I guess this is strange. Like, we were having a pig picking at church and one of the guys cooking, I was like, hey, try this. And I was like, oh, it's pretty good. What is it? It's like, oh, it's his tongue. And so I was like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
Heck,
But
look.
I haven't really eaten weird stuff. Like if it ain't broke, don't fix it. I'm not trying too much.
So you're not gonna go to Seattle or the Mariners game and have their crickets and all that?
No, y'all can have that. I'm not doing that.
Okay, all right. I'll take it. Favorite board game?
Ooh, that's a good one. Oh shoot. Well, it takes forever, but I like Monopoly. But
It does take forever.
yeah, I do. I don't even know if this is a board game, but if you ever played Incoherent, it's like where you hold the cards up and you try to guess the gibberish.
No,
Like
I
sentence.
gotta check it out.
Yeah, like it'll say like a well-known word, but it's like other words that sound like it, and you hold it up to your friends like this, and they're trying to read it, and everyone's just laughing at you. It's
I like
hilarious.
it. I gotta take it. It's called Incoherent.
Incoherent. Yeah, it's
All right.
hilarious.
I like it. Worst job you've ever had?
Oh, well, I've only had one job, so I guess it's the best and the worst. But no, I love my job, but it was I work at a farm sometimes, like
Yeah.
when I'm home and stuff, and I love it to death. But when it's hot, it is tough.
It is miserable.
It is miserable, but it is fun though.
All right. Okay. I like it. What's your most recent TV show that you have binged?
Well, if it wasn't a TV show, but me and my buddies are just watching Star Wars there every day this week. So
The whole series
the whole
or the
series.
movies?
The movies.
Oh, so you
Yeah.
start from one all the way. Oh.
Restarted. It's been great.
Have you watched Mandalorian or Book of
Yeah,
Boba Fett?
a little bit.
You got to watch them. I'm telling you,
I know.
they're good.
I know.
They are good. Do you think aliens exist?
I do not think they do. Actually, I do.
No. Okay.
No chance for me. Sorry.
All right. There's nothing wrong with that. If animals could talk, which animal do you think would be the rudest animal?
I'll probably say a cat. They're kind of mean, so I don't really like cats. Like my buddy's cat is kind of rude, so I bet
They're
he might be
mean.
rude too. Yeah.
Listen, I'm good. I'm with you. They're mean. I'm with you there. Is cereal a soup?
I don't even. That's a tough one because like it could be because it's like you got milk in it, like, and it's like it depends on how much cereal put in there. But I like more cereal. I obviously like milk in my cereal, but I like it
More
not as
cereal
much.
than
More cereal than milk. So for me, I'm probably going no soup. Some people
Gotcha.
might say it's a soup, but
I can't remember right now who told me, but it says like, listen, this soup is meant to be hot and cereal is not. You cannot have hot
Yeah.
cereal. I'm like, okay, all right, I can see that.
I can see that too. Yeah.
All right. Okay. So you ready for this one? And then we'll end with this one. Okay.
Okay.
What is the most inappropriate place that you have ever farted?
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. This is tough. I mean, probably at church when everybody was praying when I was a kid. Just had to let it rip.
You gotta let go. Hey, listen,
Yeah.
I'm a preacher's kid. I understand this. I've done it. You know,
Yeah.
it's happened. Listen, it's, the Holy Spirit took over. Sorry, guys.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I love it. I love it. All right, man. Hey, where can people find you on social media?
Yeah, my Instagram and Twitter is the real AJ Jones, not the fake one, the real one. The real AJ Jones. Yeah.
I'll put it on the show notes, so when it does come out, I'll put everything there. Thank you so much for doing this. Good luck to you and your college season in the Appy League, man. Good luck.
All right, thank you. Appreciate the time. I appreciate it.
Not a problem, my friend. You take care.
Yes, sir.
This podcast is part of the Curved Brim Media Network. Here are some of the other members of Curved Brim Media.
Hi, this is Ed Rivera of the Dad Hat Chronicles. Join me as I interview people just like you and players, coaches, GMs on the path that led you to become a fan of the sport.
I'm Paul Caputo, and on the Baseball by Design podcast, I talk to minor league baseball teams, designers, and other super interesting people about what these minor league baseball logos mean, and I talk a little bit about ice cream helmets.
What's up, Bucketheads? I'm Anna DiTomaso, and each week on the Baseball Bucket List podcast, I speak with a different fan about their favorite baseball memories, what the game means to them, and what's left to check off on their baseball bucket list.
Hey guys, this is Patrick Larson from the Minor League Baseball Hat History Series, and in every episode I go through the history of minor league teams through my personal collection of hats. You can find me on Twitter at @PatLarson1. I hope you guys enjoy.
This is Patrick
and Corey
of BaseballMapper.com, and we have made an interactive map to help highlight all baseball teams from the majors down to collegiate summer leagues.
We want to bring you closer to baseball, so get on the site and find a team near you today.
Learn more about Curved Brim Media at curvedbrimmedia.com.